Hi everyone, welcome to my Halloween series 2021. This is card number 1 and I had so much fun doing this one. Although I'm not a clown fan, I think I did a card last year with the same clown stamp set. And like I said, although I'm not a clown fan, they're super scary and cute at the same time. So I decided to do an interactive card today, and I'm using a die set from Fawn to accompany the stamp set from Whimsy Stamps. And I hope you guys enjoy my first card, and happy Halloween! So the die set is called Let's Toast Pull Tab Add-on, and then the stamp set is Creepy Clowns by Whimsy Stamps. And we're going to use some Lawn Fawn black licorice ink. And then we're stamping our images on some 110-pound cardstock. And at first I wanted him to pop out of this box, but it would have been hard for me to put it together. I was thinking of the slot I'm going to have him pop out of. But anyway, now that I think about it, I could have done it still using that box. Just cut it across. But anyway, I chose another stamped image from another stamp set, which I'll show you soon. But first we're going to color our clown image while you listen to some creepy music. So here we go. Once we finish our coloring, we're going to use our die set to cut out all the parts and stuff for the interactive card. So first we're starting with this tab, this little die that's going to cut out the little opening for us to have our for us to be able to pull our mechanism and have our clown pop up out of the box. So we're going to put the die straight at the top, and the edges of the die has to be at the end of the paper. It cannot be on top of the paper. We just wanted that half circle part to be the part that cut out. So once we've done that, I'm trying to figure out how far I want my clown to pop up out of the box. And like I was telling you, I have another image from the stamp set from Avery L, and that stamp set is called Monsters, and I stamped the box, and I'm just cutting the top. I just wanted the top of the box because we're going to use a piece of pattern paper to finish off the box in our image or in our shape. So our clown is going to be popping up at the top of the box, like so. Then I cut another piece of paper because I'm using an orange background. I wanted my clown to be very prominent when it pops up. So I wanted, and he's full of color, and the pattern paper in the back is a little busy, so I wanted another piece of cardstock on top of that. So I chose black, and I adhered it right here. You can use any shape you want. It could have been a circle or whatever. And that little die is going to cut the slot for our mechanism to move up and down. And before finishing the card, I have to end up making the slot a little longer, which means I just move the slot down a little and extend it. Some people, when they do use the die, they measure and make sure it's the center and all that. I just eyeballed it and add some tape to hold it and run it through my big shot. Now this part of the die, I used some heavy cardstock to cut it out because I want that mechanism to be able to be sturdy and last in the card. So once you cut that, you're going to fold in and then fold those little flaps out. So it creates like a hook, I would say. And we're gonna feed it through the two flaps, feed it through the back, through that slot that we made. And it was giving me a little trouble, but it usually goes in very easily. I'm not sure what the problem is today, but you just feed it through there. Well, oh, I think I pushed the first one in too far at first. Let's try this again. Like so. And then your mechanism, in other words, my clown is gonna be adhered to those two flaps, so it can be moved and move up and down while you pull. But since this is moving left to right, we don't want that to happen. So this part of the die, this die cuts out a piece of cardstock, so you can put it around that mechanism and adhere it to the back of the paper, so it doesn't move left and right, just up and down. Hopefully I'm using this die set again. I want to create a card where more than one object is moving up, popping up at the same time. So I'm going to figure out a way to do another card where we have maybe a bunch of ghosts or something popping up. So we're going to, like I said, adhere this little piece to the back, like so, without going above the slot that's cut out. You adhere that, and then add some adhesive to one side of the, and then you just fold it in like so to hold our piece of cardstock in place, so it's not going to move left and right now. So we adhered our clown, and as you can see, I extended the slots a little more so that my clown can pop up further. And this is our box, and I'm trying to figure out exactly where to put my box. And I mean, each card that you make might be different, where sometimes you don't have to measure, you just work it out and put it where you would like it to be, or how far you want the clown to pop in and out. So I'm just trying to estimate how long I want my box, etc., etc. I cut piece off, but then I decided not to put the box all the way down to the pattern paper. I'm just going to put it to the black piece of cardstock, and we'll do something with the box, the top of the box at the end. So let's see. You know what, I'm going to use the same die set that I used to cut out the black piece of cardstock to cut the bottom of the box so that it matches. So I'm going to run that through my big shot and then finish off the card. Then we add some foam adhesive to the sides of our box, because we want the mechanism to be able to go in and out of the box, so we have to ensure that adhesive is only on the sides. And you can see that I put together some pieces of black cardstock for the bottom of the box, because my clown was popping out at the bottom and didn't want that, so I cut off some of the spring part of his body, and then I'm going to add some cardstock at the bottom also. Do you guys have a grandmother that used to tell you scary stories when you were younger? This the smile on the clown made me remember a story my grandmother told me um, years ago when I was a little kid. Told us the grandkids, and it's like from back home the electricity will go out a lot. So when there's no light, it's just completely dark. We have candles or whatever lit, but it's so spooky at that point. Then all of a sudden, your grandma will tell you a story, and it's a story where this man was walking home from work one late night, and he saw this man. And when he looked at the man smiled, and his teeth were like really long, and the smile was wide with some long teeth. And he like, look at him weird and just kept going walking. And when he got to a certain distance again, he saw another man. So he walked up to the man and said, I just saw this man up the road, and he had the longest teeth I ever seen. It was so scary. So the man looked at him and says, you mean teeth like these? And the man smiled, and it was the same man who he had left whatever distance before. So it's like the same man kept being ahead of him, and just smiled, that same big, ugly, long teethed smile, and say, you mean teeth like these? And according to my grandmother, it's a true story. So who knows? But she had all the kids, all the grandkids scared to death that night. And the smile on this clown made me remember that story. My grandmother and great grandmother died years ago, but the memory is still there. I miss those times, and I just miss those times. Here's where I'm adding those strips of black cardstock, and I just cut some pieces with my scissors. They're not even straight, and then I'm going to remove the backing from my foam adhesive. And then I realized I just needed one more piece of cardstock, so I added that so you can be at the same level as the foam adhesive, like so. So once we adhere our box, the little guy will pop up and down like so. And I realized that piece of black cardstock, black paper, cotton paper on the side right there, that's shaped like what shape is that? Two triangles back to back. I was supposed to add it behind where the slot is cut for the box, and I completely forgot. But if I try to put it now, then I would have to cut a slit in between and all that, and it would be too crazy. So I just decided to leave it. This piece right here I was talking about, it should have gone to show the top of the box, to be the top of the insides of the box, and I forgot to adhere that. Then I cut off the top of the mechanism just to be flush with the piece of pattern paper in the back. And then we're going to use another die that comes in the set to cut this little top to go at the top of the mechanism. And we're going to add a piece of pattern paper inside so that the recipient of the card can know that they have to pull the tab for our interactive part of the card. So we added some of the same pattern paper inside, and I end up gluing it on the wrong side. It should have been on the front side with the arrow, and you can see me change that in a minute. Then I attach this to the top of our mechanism like so, and the arrow is pointing out, so you know that you just pull up. Then I felt like it needed something else. So we have this die set from Tiflydesigns, and it's called Make a Card 8, number 8. And we cut out some of the spider web, and we're just gonna add it to the top and cut off the parts that we don't want to be in the way of our interactive piece. And then we're going to use the pieces that we cut off at the bottom. Then we stamp 2 sentiment, one to go in the front of our box and one to go, one that just says boo, that goes inside on our clown, and this says, "You say evil clowns like it's a bad thing." That is going to go to on the front of our box. And here's where I'm adding the pieces at the bottom. So it looks like there's spider webs at the bottom also, but some of it is hidden. So this is my first Halloween card in my series this year, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I actually enjoyed making this card. So I think most of my Halloween cards this year will be interactive, where I have a lot of dies that are interactive dies. So we're going to try and make them fun and more involved. So I hope you guys enjoy this one, and I'll see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.